What's going on? Coach Brandon Hale, Alpha Physique Fitness, coming at you with a huge case study. So Dustin Noah was the very first client to complete the entire Alpha Lean Blueprint coaching program. And I currently talk to Dustin a lot because I am training him to become an Alpha Physique Fitness assistant coach. So the other day I asked him if he'd be cool with me doing a case study presentation on him, and he agreed. So here we are. Let's get right into it. So this is the perfect place to start, actually. I had Dustin put together a quick, rough breakdown of his progress over the last year for me so I could create this presentation, because obviously no one can sum up the whole story better than he can from start to finish. And this is the message that he sent me upon sending me the photo to use for the cover of this presentation. And I love what he said. He said, "I don't know, man. It's still weird looking at myself and thinking that I did it in a year. If I seen that, I would think, no way he was on roids the whole time. No way he wasn't on steroids the whole time. Like if he had seen it before he had actually accomplished it." All right. So the photos that you see up there are 1 year of progress. When Dustin took the top photos, he had zero experience in the gym or with fitness at all. So he walked into the gym a total newbie, brand new. Do you think that he thought it was even possible for him to achieve this in 1 year? The answer is a hard no, as you can see in the screenshot of that conversation that we had a couple days ago at the time of recording this. So what is the problem that you run into when you first start your fitness journey? What is the number one problem? Is it lack of knowledge? Is it that you just don't have enough time, money, or resources to invest in your fitness goals? Is it that you don't have enough motivation, drive, or discipline? Is it that you don't have the genetics and you just aren't cut out for it? Nope, 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 and nope. It's none of those things. The number one problem is your lack of vision. And it's not your fault. You're just not even aware of what is realistically possible for you, all right? And that's what leads to a lack of all of these things, all right? That's what leads to all of these issues below. As you can see in the screenshot of the conversation that I had with Dustin, he didn't even know it was possible for him to achieve what he achieved. And we're all guilty of this when we begin, especially when it comes to the notoriously confusing world of health and fitness. The multi-million, multi-billion-dollar fitness companies want to make things seem more difficult so long as you don't buy their products, right? So you need their BCAs, or you need their fat burners, or you need their test boosters in order to get the results. And this lack of clarity and vision is what leads to all of these other things. Lack of knowledge, which you don't end up even trying to seek out to find because of your lack of clarity and vision and because of all the noise. Lack of time, because you see that the workout routines on bodybuilding.com or wherever you're finding them take 2 hours of your time 7 days a week. Lack of money, because you are uncertain that investing in knowledge will actually buy you speed like it did for Dustin, and you don't think it's possible to achieve what he did. Lack of resources, because you think that you need to take steroids or all the supplements in the world to achieve your dream body. Motivation, drive, and discipline, because without a realistic, crystal clear vision, you will never feel motivated or driven enough or you will never develop the discipline needed to reach your goals. And genetics, because after you've tried this program, that program, this supplement, and all this stuff that promised you results tomorrow, what else do you have to blame other than yourself and your genetics? And you don't know what's causing you to not get results, right? So anyway, this was Dustin's day 1 versus Dustin's week 7 on the right. So Dustin was doing all his own research at this point. He was just going at it alone, so he knew he would get those newbie gains and make killer progress in his first few months of training. And he was also focusing on his diet, which most newbies overlook. So he made some pretty awesome results in the first 7 weeks on his own, actually. And this is 6 weeks later, so 13 weeks in total. And at this point, the newbie gains are about exhausted. And this is actually, strangely enough, when me and Dustin first met, when he enrolled in one of my free 14-day challenges, which, by the way, I no longer do those, by the way, just in case you go looking for it after this. And Dustin took full advantage of that challenge, and we had some long conversations over those 14 days. So based on the research that he was doing, he decided he was going to eat in a calorie surplus in order to bulk up and add muscle. And if you know me, if you know my story, this is a mistake that I made early on when I first started. So I was trying to convince him not to do that and to focus on getting lean first instead, because I knew what would happen if he were to try to bulk up starting from where he was at this point, which you're going to find out what happened next. Because Dustin did not take any of my advice, and he decided to continue doing his own research. He decided to do the bulk that he was planning on doing before I tried convincing him not to, and here's where he ended up, all right? So looking pretty much exactly the same as he did when he started just 6 months later, kind of back to square one, maybe a little bit bigger, and this is when he reached out to me again for help. So he decided to start the Alpha Lean Blueprint. He dove in, took the leap into the program, and had me guide him to his goals. And these were his before photos for the Alpha Lean Blueprint, all right? So this is after phase 1, so 4 weeks in. This is during phase 2, 6 weeks in. Phase 3, 10 weeks in, 14 weeks in, 16 weeks in, 22 weeks in, 34 weeks in. Phase 8, and then this is the end of the program, all right? So this is where he ended up. And this is his most recent photo as of the day of recording, okay? So this is the result. This is start to finish, his whole journey. Now remember, lack of knowledge, lack of time, lack of money, lack of resources, lack of motivation, lack of drive, lack of discipline, and poor genetics. None of these things are the core problem. They all might be issues. Aside from genetics, that's never an issue. But the core problem is lack of vision. And the solutions to that are, number one, belief. Because if you don't truly and confidently believe that something is possible for you, how much effort are you actually going to put towards it? Probably not enough to achieve your goal, because you don't even think the goal is possible. So why would you even put any effort into it, right? Number two, singularity of focus. How are you going to hit your target if you don't even know which one you're aiming at? And number three, certainty. You need to be absolutely certain that you are taking the right steps, that you are on the right path, and you are taking the right steps and on the right path at all times. Because things don't always unfold the way that you anticipate them to. And the reason that 98% of people don't end up with what they want is because we're quitting before we get there. Because we haven't seen those instant results, those highlight reels that we see all over Instagram and whatnot. You need to be absolutely certain that the actions that you're taking are going to lead you to your goal. Otherwise, you're just going to keep quitting or pivoting to the next shiny object, right? And number four, lastly, you need speed, because success in anything, especially your fitness, loves speed. And you will never get things right at the first go at something. So you might as well go all in, take the leap right this second if you're going to make mistakes either way. Because getting started is the first big leap. It's the hardest part. And the rest of the journey is just steps. And all you need to do when you make mistakes at that point is just course correct and make sure that you get right back on the path, right? All right, so if you want results like this, here's what you need to do next. So go to www.alphaleanblueprint.com. Wherever you're watching this, I'll try to post a link that's easy for you to just click on and go to. Then click apply now and fill out the application and book a 15-minute discovery call so we can see if you're a good fit for the program, okay? And on the call, we'll talk about where you're at, where you want to go in the next 4 months to a year from now. We're going to identify all your current struggles and roadblocks that you feel have been holding you back. We're going to see what's actually possible for you to accomplish, and we're going to map out a game plan for you to get there in the shortest time period possible if you are a good fit for the program, all right? So thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.